Hello, everybody.
Hi, Marcia.
Happy Wednesday or hump day.
Chris, where are you at? Sitting in a cubicle?
I'm at CTLA.
Oh,
We're filming all week.
cool. Filming porno?
Now, a new video game, actually.
Oh, good times.
Mhm.
That's
Porno's
kind of
more
like
fun.
porn, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. For some.
Aloha, Bob. Another good story on Thursday. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you.
Don't make me whip out that casting couch photo background there, Chris.
Ooh. Sure you've got one handy. Speaking of Matt will be taking over our call in about 15 minutes today because I have to leave early for a very important engagement.
I'm muting
Ooh.
you all.
He'll mute
good
me.
Kind of
engagement.
very important engagement.
My girlfriend's son's soccer game.
Cool.
And I
Oh, that's
despise
sweet.
soccer.
You're so lame. You're so lame. Soccer's so fun.
It's very important that you go, Marcel. Bravo.
Yeah. Well,
Hey, how'd
actually,
Jeremy do over the weekend?
he did great. He won and then he wrecked. So,
Ooh,
well,
not hurt.
he didn't wreck. The guy wrecked in front of him and he was collected, as they say. In other words, the guy spun in front of him and he went bang and smacked into the guy. So
He's not hurt though, is he? He's
no,
okay.
he was totally fine. It's just he would have won the race. And
It's just gonna hurt a pocketbook now.
no, actually, it wasn't bad. It's
No.
funny because the team know me and they realize how incredibly cheap I am. So I got them on the radio and I said, I didn't see Jeremy come back around because that's usually how you find out your kid was in a wreck is, you know, there's what would you call it? There's just a row of cars that's coming around and you know what position he's in that row of cars. And then all of a sudden he isn't there. And there was another car not there too. And I was like, ooh, boy. And then there's a yellow flag. So, you know, something's going on. And so I got on the radio and said, is he okay? And said, yep. And without me even asking, they said minimal damage to the car, just looks like a bit of nose cone damage. So
You got on the phone with Ayrton and you say, hey, we need more money.
that just doesn't work during COVID times. Unfortunately, Ayrton has clipped my wings. So yeah, they've been very good to us, but not that good. So repairs are our own problem. For now,
Well, at
anyways.
least he didn't get hurt and he won one race. So here's to Jeremy.
He's good. Yeah, he qualified on pole and won the first race and would have won the second race, but somebody else had a different idea. So
Oh, I have an old thing today.
Yeah.
great.
It is.
Most of us have an old thing, Matt.
That's kind of a leading phrase there, Matt.
Jesus.
It is my father's Red Rider beauty guy.
Wow.
Merry
Wow.
Christmas.
Yeah, I know,
There you
right?
go.
Shoot your eye out.
There you go.
But as I was going through a storage locker of his stuff, I found this. This is from the late 40s, early 50s.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
Don't get Bob started.
I definitely have show and tell here.
Of course you do.
I just got this pen from Staples today, so I'm pretty
You braved Staples?
Well done. Way to pull that one out.
That was a good one.
That was very good.
Touche.
Love it. Uh-oh, Kevin's phone wants in. Hello, Kevin's phone.
Change your shorts. It's okay. I'll be there in a minute. We don't have to leave till 7:15.
So what's going on? What's news?
living the dream.
I had a consult on Monday. I have a kind of a new job for a sort of oldish almost client. So that was good news.
Is it a lighting job versus like a warehouse gig or something?
Correct. It's a
Good.
lighting consult on a really beautiful apartment right on the Intercoastal next to the Galleria.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
How's that Cobra doing there, Mr. Asen?
Now that it's got a new carburetor, it's works so well it blew off the side pipes, and I got to get those fixed.
I saw that.
Yeah, those are
Always
overrated.
something.
This is going to be an endless cycle of
It's
financial
going to.
pain.
Once I get the side pipes done, it'll probably blow out the differential. But
Chris, you're starting to rival a boat.
yeah.
Hey, by the way, Chris, I confirmed with my buddy who owns a Ford dealership that there is no Lightning next
There
year.
is coming.
Not next year.
No, it's year after when they
Oh.
do the next one. It's the first year after the new body style.
Yeah, there's not a 2021 Lightning though. His dealership, it's their 50th anniversary next year because he inherited it from his dad, who got it from his grandfather, I guess. And they're creating, basically they're using the GT500 engine in an F-150 truck, and they're having Ford build them a 50th anniversary truck for their dealership, and they're buying like 3 of them, two for him and his brother, and one that they're going to sell in the dealership as a 50th anniversary of that dealership, right?
Yeah, you know, the problem is the GT500 engine in a GT500, it's hard enough to control.
It's the GT500 crate engine.
Yeah, no, but a GT500 engine in a GT500 is hard to control, let alone big tires and everything else, and being 5 feet in the air. It makes it a little rough.
Well, he thinks it'll be fun.
It'll be fun.
Marcia, you losing your freaking mind over there, or you just saw someone you liked? Marcia was passionately waving.
Yeah, someone in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry?
That's somebody who was in the background. I saw somebody pop up and like a Where's Waldo, pop up.
Yes, that's exactly what it was, Diane. Oh, like a Where's Waldo moment, but it was very, very nice surprise.
Hey,
Nice
Mark,
surprise from a dear friend.
We're happy we could share that with you.
Mark, why does it say Brian on your screen?
That's a very good question, Chris. We're technically challenged over here at the moment.
Yeah, that's a really sick joke, Mark.
Either that or he's on Brian's old computer.
I know. I'm on Brian's login because all of the calendar invitations, but it is a bit sick. I need to change this rather quickly.
Yeah, that's a sad joke right there. Come on.
all right. Leave me alone.
Ditched the guy but kept his login. Yeah, welcome to our industry.
Is Michael coming today?
He always says he is, but then he'll come on and say, well, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I was on calls with congressmen and senators, and he's busy. I talked to him earlier today, and he's, there's a lot of chatter right now. Did he tell all of you guys about this Save Our Stages thing? This, I don't remember if it was Lindsey Graham or somebody on the GOP side has agreed to like a $10 billion or $12 billion NEVA payment.
But fuck us.
Yeah. No, it doesn't do much for us.
I thought that
That Howard, I don't know if you guys saw the Howard Schultz video. It's a very nice video, but I mean, I feel like saying, hold my beer. At least you got a restaurant to cook for, or you're open a few days a week, or you got a few customers, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Try being completely out of business for, I spoke with one company yesterday who I won't mention their name, but things aren't going well, and it's entirely possible they won't see the end of the year. And they did about 13 million in revenue last year, and this year they're at just under $1 million. They had just over 2 million in EBITDA last year. This year they're at minus $1 million. So, just brutal numbers, brutal numbers all around.
I thought that Save Our Stage money stuff was just a proposal that was being put forth.
Yeah, it was. But it was just weird that it came from the GOP side.
So any of us who have webcasting studios, can those qualify as a stage?
I think so.
I would think so too.
Huh. Do you have one?
I do.
Rush out and buy one if you don't, I guess.
I'm talking on one right now.
Yeah, there you go.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Want to play games? Fuck around and find out. You find a way to get around all the loopholes.
Yeah.
Yeah, having a soundstage with as a gun range, that's a great way to get a write-off.
At least it's not a sex shop, all right?
Well, you're double dipping too. You might be able to get in.
Of course you would say that.
Well, that's like all the EIDL loans. You had to make sure you didn't work in the sex industry. So
They didn't say anything about dungeons, though. Oh, boom, in your face. Got it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's getting bad. It's bad. So I don't know. Our group is getting smaller. Maybe people are finally getting bored of this, or there are people waiting in the waiting room. Oops. There's one way to make the group smaller is just make them wait forever, I guess. Yeah. I don't know if people are getting bored or working, which would
It would
be
be nice to think people were working.
Yeah.
Working
Some
would be a
people
good
working.
excuse.
Is Josh Hutchins still on?
No, he's off.
No, it says joining though.
Oh,
Oh, there he admit again. He's having some trouble, I think. Oh, there he comes.
Yeah, it looked like he was in front of
There
some
he
place.
is.
yeah. It looked like Josh was wearing his underwear on his face, though, when he was on the call.
Oh,
Oh,
you
there
had
he
to
goes
pull your
again.
mask down to do that, Josh, right?
Yeah, I don't know why I instinctively pulled it down to flip him off, but it worked.
So we could see your expressions. We knew it was serious.
Kyle, the look of
As
satisfaction.
if I needed my face to be seen to flip anybody off, you know.
Exactly.
Josh, are those Fruit of the Loom, or what are those?
No, these are the big ass ones from So What?
Oh, gotcha.
Granny panty.
Granny panties. That's a face mask version of granny panties.
I always thought it was like the grandmother's bra because it's got the inner liner. You're like, Jesus.
Okay, so now I'm confused because Brian Dowd is coming in. So is that Brian Dowd or is that Mark posing as Brian Dowd?
It's still Mark.
Okay. I'll let him in anyway.
So, Josh, are you on set right now, or where are you in rehearsals?
We're still loading in for To Tell the Truth, season 6.
Hey.
Boom.
So we're on day 3 of load in. So basically watching paint dry, waiting for Scenic.
Go hit Craig for me.
Who?
Craig. Go hit Craig for me.
Oh yeah. No, he's not in his chair, but he'll be back in a minute.
Hey,
He's on stage pretending to work.
I have to go. I hate to say it, but I have to go. So.
Oh, say it isn't so, Marcel.
Oh, shut
Oh
up.
no.
Shut up. Shut up. So
Does
I
that mean
am,
nobody else gets let in?
no, I'm handing the keys to
Don't let Matt have him. Don't let Matt have him.
Look at him
No,
dancing
no,
over
no.
Matt gets the keys to the kingdom.
By the way, though, the no politics rule still applies.
I said no politics.
I had to give Matt a little pre-game chit chat here. So
Well, I actually said no politics, buddy.
yeah, you did. You always do say that, and then you say, "By the way, fuck the GOP. The Republicans are a bunch of assholes." Yeah,
I think that's a violation right there, my friend.
He's already drunk with power.
yeah. All right.
Let's just
see you next week,
keep
folks.
keep it to religion.
See you next week.
Best idea ever.
Matt, don't
Good
forget to
luck
let people in,
Good luck
okay?
in the soccer game.
Yeah, how do I do that? I'll figure it out.
You'll see. It'll just say there's people in the waiting room.
And
Matt,
just ignore them just like Marcel does.
And ignore them for a
Just
little while because you want to make it worthwhile getting in, right? So
Like a doorman.
want to make sure they're really committed. Yeah, keep the line, the velvet rope. See you guys.
See you, buddy.
Oh, Jesus.
Matt, for every person you don't let in quickly, it's a box of t-shirts that stays in your apartment.
I only got 2, so we're good.
How many boxes do you have left?
2.
Wow.
We have a plan. I'm gonna send them with Ben Salzman, and we make events is gonna do like this 12 days of, and just give people a T-shirt on 12 days.
12 days of t-shirts, like 12 days of Christmas.
Are they black?
Yeah. Have you guys not seen them?
No.
Hold on.
So everybody write to Matt your address if you want one.
Well, and Matt, now that he's not in, I'm not supposed to say anything, but Matt has offered to put a $100 bill in every T-shirt that is sent out. So
And Matt, what a guy! What a guy, Matt. Hey,
I know I blew it.
thanks,
I'll
Matt.
take a dozen.
So it says Matt,
That's great.
and then on the back, it's that.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna need
Sponsored by
I'm gonna need
Barbara.
5,000 of them.
I got like 150 of them left.
And they're
But,
soft. They're nice.
we can thank Marcia for hooking that up with Barbizon. So,
Thanks, Marcia.
You're welcome. Enjoy.
and they actually, it's a very cool company that got them printed. It's called Spectrum, and they hire kids who are on the autistic spectrum to print these shirts out and give them employment. And they have a whole bunch of businesses, and it's all in Great Neck, and it's awesome. You know, it gives them some work. It tasks them to be productive, and they do great stuff. So
Cool.
Nice.
They do. If we ever were going to get a retail line or do any merchandising at We Make Events, that was the discussion. They were going to give us a web page on their site to do that.
Very nice.
we got some peeps.
Hey.
So we're.
Matt, are you?
I know I'm late to the party. I'm just curious where Marcel went.
He has to go to a soccer game.
Yeah, he quit. Matt's in charge, man.
I'm in charge
We
now.
can make up all kinds of stories about Marcel. He's giving you free reign, Matt.
Oh,
Let's
this is
make
a
up
piece
some
of
good
cake,
ones.
man.
Yeah, right?
One time I heard.
This one.
Oh, yeah, high-end and Martin lighting stories that have to include Marcel in the topic.
We would need Craig Burrows in here to fill us in.
Yeah, where's Craig, man? What the hell?
Or Griff.
Or Griff.
Yeah.
Too, shit.
Or Super Dave. Super Dave would always be good for
Super Dave. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I'm actually shocked we don't have like Bobby Hale or something on this group.
Or why isn't Richard part of this band? Is he just that antisocial now?
I don't know. No, I don't.
Or is he just not invited?
I don't think he's ever been invited, and that's not by choice. But I think
Bellevue?
Yeah, Bellevue.
Oh yeah.
That would be crazy.
Lowell was on.
No,
Marcel has a comment in
Lowell
the
on
email
this call.
invite.
Yeah, Lowell's been on here.
Yeah, Lowell's
Yeah,
been
Lowell's
on here a
been
few
on.
times.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
I have to pull this out at some point for our show and tell, but Lowell's wife, Sue, made a handful of mobiles out of some of the original glass from the old high-end stuff. Yeah, and I've
gorgeous.
I've got it kind of packed away. I've got to pull it out.
I remember we got those for Christmas one year, like the high-end mobile that you hung in it.
Yes, yes.
I've got one of those hanging in my kitchen.
It's Sue made them, his wife. Lowell's
Really?
wife.
Yeah, I remember getting those. I'm sure they're in a box somewhere.
I've got one that just didn't have a good hanging place, and it's a long story. But that said, you know who else Sue made one for was Paul McCartney.
Really?
Yes, so we're in very good company, Patrick.
Wow. Matt, did you ever get one of those?
No, I did not.
Oh.
I think it was before Matt's time. I think Matt was probably in 5th grade when she made them.
I was probably in diapers still. But I did post on the high-end website or the Hog4 website on Cyber Monday a Cyberlight, and I was like, "Happy Cyber Monday."
There were,
That's
there
good.
were Marcia, there were earrings too.
Yes. Yes, that's right.
Dichroic filter earrings. They were great.
That's correct. Did you get a pair of earrings, Ellen?
Oh yeah, several.
Hey, Matt. On that Cyber Monday topic, my name is on most of Cyberlights because I was the QC guy building those sons of bitches back in 94, 93.
That's
Inspected by.
It's kind of sad, but it's kind of true.
No, it's actually a funny story. The Cyberlights kept me employed at a theater through a run because every time they would power them down and they shut the Obsession 2 off, I would have to come back and re-update all the focus groups because either the console or the Cyberlights were not holding their positions at all.
It wasn't the light, man. I promise.
So I have the high-end.
I've seen a couple of plungers go in my day.
Yeah, the high-end sales team were so good that they actually sold me a Status Q with a backup system and that big refrigerator road case. So Prince owned one, I owned the other one, and I think that was it.
Yeah.
There might have been two other people that were dumb enough to buy the Status Q, but what a
it was good. It was good
when
for
we had a
email.
Status
Yeah.
Q, Patrick, at the FAO Shores Toy Store installation I did in Las Vegas, because for the automated lights, that's what we had to do, all the automation.
God, I hated that console.
So we were number 4, I think.
Well, I prefer an LED controller with a touch dimmer 12. Thank you.
We didn't have LEDs back then.
I would have rather had those. I would have rather had the.
Oh, no, before the LCD, Marcia, the LED controller. Yeah.
Yeah. With the joystick, I would rather have that over
Yeah.
Status.
And a touch dimmer 12.
For the telebeams. Got it.
Yeah. I don't want to date myself, but whoops.
You already did with the Cyberlight comment.
Hey, the IntelliBeam 400 was an amazing product. I'll just say that.
You're damn right it was, man.
It was a workhorse.
And the emulator. Let's dig.
Matt's looking up what an IntelliBeam 400 is.
Oh, I'm actually Red Alert restart emails from Ellen and the team.
Coming in.
Ellen.
Not Red Alert. It's just we make events now. I keep saying that. It's all good.
What are you talking about, Matt?
No, we're just talking about the team.
Where did that come from?
No, I was looking up.
I emailed him. I could have sent a chat, but
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh.
So, I don't not to nerd out, but a couple of companies came out with fixtures this week, which is cool. I don't know if you saw the Ayrton E whatever, and then ETC High End came out with a fixture.
Are people buying stuff right now?
But in a month, High End's come out with 2 software updates for the Hog, so stuff's happening. So
Yeah, you betcha. There's all 5 of them working there right now.
Yeah.
They came out with a new solar frame, right?
Yeah, so it's like a Sola Theater, just kind of smaller.
And Ayrton came out with that smaller hard edge light.
Yeah, I think it's kind of funny. They are very similar fixtures that they both came out at the same time, except the high end one is fanless. So trying to find.
Josh, what are you using on set for fixtures? You're muted.
Cyberlight SV.
Josh, you're muted.
Yeah. There we go. Got a bunch of Elation Monets, GLP, X4s, X4Ss, Color Force 2s, Luster 2s, shitload of Color Blasts, standard mix.
Nice.
What is the show, Josh?
What is the show?
Yeah, what's the show?
To Tell the Truth with Anthony Anderson on ABC.
I have no idea.
It's a game show. People come out. Will the real Slim Shady stand up show
It
where
was
they
on about
have
50
imposters?
Okay.
It was on about 50 years ago the first time.
Who has Matt never heard of it?
I've never heard of it before.
Have you been mysteriously entombed in a mine shaft for the last half century?
How old are you, Matt?
For most of those, I don't watch like game shows.
Not on YouTube.
I know, but it's like one of the foundational TV shows of the last half century.
It's like right up there with That's My Line. This is a classic.
No, I think
TV
it's
show
and I
that
think
was
it's actually one of the original. I think the original rendition was actually a radio show. So I think it even predates television.
That might be true. Yeah.
Yes. Actually, I think it was early in the spring, they aired a episode where Mark Benecke, the doorman of Studio 54, was one of the contestants, one of the guests. It was kind of fun.
That's freaking fun.
It's an interesting show. I think the casting department's got the hardest job.
Oh yeah.
Because they have to find, not only do they have to find random people with a random story that's intriguing, but then they have to cast impersonators to pretend to be them and get them trained up in whatever genre or field. So they spend an awful lot of time in casting and prep.
Well, they have to be random people that aren't really well known, or else it's a dead giveaway, or at least not visually associated with what they are. It's a fun show, though.
When do you guys start filming?
Saturday.
Oh wow.
Exciting.
Yeah, it's a weird schedule because we have to work around Anthony Anderson's schedule, and they're in the middle of shooting Blackish, but with COVID, you can't get confirmation of dates ahead of time. So we're shooting for 3 days, and we take a week off, and then we come back for a few days, and then come back. So it's a weird schedule.
Right.
And are you there the whole time because you're stuck in isolation, or you go home in between?
No, we go home between. It's very rare. It's been very rare in LA that we do a bubble. But there's testing two to three times a week, depending on your position. Massive protocols, masks, shields, you name it. They're pretty good about it. But if people go home and fuck off, then it screws us all.
Yep.
As the NFL is finding out.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the NBA went off without a hitch, but then NFL kind of, well, we're not going to do that. That sounds expensive.
Well, it sounds like Baltimore really fucked it up.
Yeah, Ravens have 14 people out on the COVID list, including their QB.
Oof.
So
They're also losing the game.
I was gonna say they're still putting up a good fight though.
They had
Yeah, they are, but they are losing.
I mean, it is Pittsburgh, which is 9-0 right now.
I want to see them knock off Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh needs to get beaten by someone.
Oh.
So
Matt, what was it that you put up in the chat? It doesn't want to download. It says it's got a virus or something.
Oh, it does that on there. It's just a photo of Cyberlights being used as Cyberlights should.
Table legs.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's House of Blues Orlando. That's the guest lighting console table.
So I have a question for Matt and David Barber. Anything happening in New York at all? Limited seating, or is everything still closed? And
Well, no, but the theaters are starting to announce seasons for the fall.
okay.
Yeah, they're
And
saying
Anthony Fauci today said he thought Broadway could be open by late summer, early fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, next
Okay.
fall, not this one.
Right, right.
This fall fell.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. August is the next time anything's gonna happen. Yeah.
There are one or two little things off. There's like a couple of walkthrough shows on the streets and one or two like super socially distanced things, but they're all very tiny. And I've never heard of anyone going to them.
They are also doing a lot of outdoor light capade, like on Randall's Island, they're doing the luminosity thing. And then over at the Botanical Gardens, they have a outdoor walkthrough thing.
Yeah, we're doing one next week in Jersey, a drive-through for American Express.
I think Orlando's doing that. Craig Mitchell over at LMG, or it's either that or in Nashville.
What was the guy's name that was on last week from Miami? Did you find
Jeff?
Marsha?
Jeff Green. Did you get in touch with him? Didn't I send you his contact
Yeah,
info?
you may have.
I did.
Yeah.
Check your WhatsApp message thread with me.
Okay.
But I can send it again if you want. Yes, Jeff Green.
Okay. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
And David, is this true that they have, if you want to view the Christmas tree, you have to like be in a socially distanced bubble thing? Did I
You got to
read
make a reservation. You can only have 4 people in your group and you get 5 minutes.
And you stand in
At
a bubble,
Rockefeller
right?
Center?
I don't know about that part.
Is that the Rockefeller Center tree?
Yeah.
Yeah, in front of the tree.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what about the stores? Did they do the windows?
Yep.
Yes, they did.
Fifth Avenue is all the standard people
Oh,
have their windows. So
And like Chris Werner did that big display on the front of Saks Fifth Avenue.
Yeah,
that they've
that's
been
always
doing.
very pretty.
Yeah, that was spectacular.
Yeah, I think my friend Kent Fritzl works for that company, American Christmas or some such, that has what to do with it.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
that's
actually
pretty.
was thinking of sending my resume to those guys. American
Yeah.
Christmas. They actually are huge. Like,
Well, let me know.
They do malls, I think.
I'll connect you into to my friend Kent.
that'd be amazing.
I can connect you to Chris Werner too if you want.
Yeah,
Better
no,
than
that'd be
me.
great. We
Go
actually
for it.
saw him when I was working on the Rockefeller ice rink. We saw them programming. We stopped in and said hi, but they were very, very cold and didn't look very happy.
They're always
Aw.
cold. It's a terrible thing.
It sucks.
I used to love it when I did holiday decorations up in Central Park for the Dana Center. And I remember one year sitting in a car in front of the Dana Center in a freaking blizzard, programming from the car seat.
Oh my God.
I
It
had a
was
program
crazy.
outside of
And
the
we-
Chicago Museum of Fine Arts one January for a auto show with the wind whipping off the lake. It was
Oh.
nasty, nasty, nasty.
I don't want to tell you about the
Where
time I
was
went to
it one
Boston
year?
Gas
Bob
Tank.
Barnhart said they were freezing to death at the Super Bowl. It was snowing and they were trying to cover the lights and the wind was whistling and
Could have
It-
been New York. Didn't they have it in Meadowlands one year?
Yeah, we had snow when they had it
yeah,
in the
maybe.
Meadowlands. But
Yeah, maybe.
we did the Boston gas tank one year and had a hurricane blow in while everything was set up
Is that
outside.
with the VL? Is that with
What?
all the
That's not fun.
VL3Ks? Was that with all the VL3Ks?
No, that was actually CF1200s were on that. And all the CF1200s were soaked. We had to we brought in Mac 600s and lit the gas tank with those. But we had driving sideways winds going at 45 miles an hour. It was fun.
I did one of those in Dumbo, I don't know, 10 years ago with PRG, and it started raining. And so I went, got a box of garbage bags. I'm like, hey, you guys should cover up the lights. And we're all inside and I'm like, are all the lights covered up? And they're like, yep, they're covered perfectly. I'm like, great. So we, sit out the rain. About 3 hours later, we come back out and they had put the bags up over the lights. So just enough so it would catch all the water and keep the light completely submerged the entire time during the rain. And absolutely soaked. So we had to have another truck of more Very Lights come out and we had about an eighth of our show. Good times.
That's terrible.
Who was the labor
Patrick
company?
Dearson goes.
That would be PRG. They did their own labor for this too. Secaucus.
Secaucus.
I'm here, Alan. I was
Patrick,
eating.
What do you hear about Cirque du Soleil getting bought back or bought out or bought under or something?
I haven't
The
heard it.
creditors are buying it.
Yeah.
Press release
It's
today.
Key buying it back. That was always planned.
And then I think isn't one of the owners of MGM also buying into it too?
He got brought into.
But they're keeping the CEO, right? The Lamar or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
just
good?
it was always in the plans. 2020 just helped it along.
And you think they'll open all those shows again? How many do you think will come back?
They already announced Humanity's closed.
Which is sad because that was a great show.
They'll probably close a few more of them.
Stands to reason that they'll keep something like O, which has such a massive architectural infrastructure.
And
Ka and Mystera are the three I heard are staying around.
That makes sense.
They were the top three moneymakers for them.
Yeah.
Which is the
one
one.
time they were talking about switching out Ka and Lanuba so that people in different cities could see those shows that are about the same size.
It's a major swap though.
Yeah, because of the stages.
The stage in Ka, that's
No,
purpose
not
built.
Ka, Lanuba and Mystère.
Oh, Mystera. That I could see switching.
Ka has that ridiculous
that stage
up and
elevator
down to
is
Tommy Matt thing on the hydraulic wrist. It's crazy.
What is the one that was
Crazy, dude.
outside of Bellagio? Like,
Oh no,
Well,
you're thinking
Imperial.
outside of Caesars. The
was
one
it Caesars?
That's open right now actually. That's Absinthe.
Yeah. It was like it almost looked like a pop up. They actually
Exactly. They're open and they're doing 50-person capacity each night, 2 shows a
That
night.
Eagle tent thing.
Yeah.
Didn't they have a second one at one point too, or something like it that Kim Scott was?
They
working
opened another one at Cosmo inside one of their spaces, but it never made it.
Most of the shows are still closed though, right, in town?
Most are closed, yeah. I think I saw on the news there was like 7 or 8 of them that stayed open with very limited capacities. And
Some have already opened and closed up again. Like I think
Yeah.
David Copperfield.
yeah, there was a bunch that opened and then closed. Copperfield closed for COVID issue backstage before they were forced to close. They had to close for 2 weeks just because everyone got exposed.
And what's the restaurant scene? Because we just keep getting press releases from the convention center saying, you know, we're going to open, we're open, we're going to do a show.
The restaurants are open. They're 25%.
Okay.
And reservations only, groups of 4 maximum.
Didn't the convention center actually have a show in there recently?
They did one.
They said, yeah, there was one. I remember there was a news. I don't know if it actually happened or not, but they had, I think it was, the Meacham auto auction thing. They had 250 people in groups, but that can't happen anymore because they cut us down to 50 people now.
Yeah.
We're cut down to 5. So
Yeah.
Really?
You seem to be doing all right out there, though, Bob. Right? It's not.
we are, except it doesn't. It's groups of 5 people, and it's strange. The movie theaters are open with reasonable seating, if you will, but events can't happen.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Why is that?
Because I think we must not have a big enough lobby.
Yeah, better lobbyists.
Yeah, you know.
We just have one guy. His name is Michael. That's it.
Right. No, there's actually a theater in Connecticut,
Yeah.
ACT.
Yeah,
And they actually,
Neva's working hard on it, you know, but it's just, I think that probably the politicians or whoever, there might not be thinking that this is most important on the list, is what I'm guessing. I don't know. Has anybody, like when they're even talking about doing a project, has anybody been getting any pushback or information on budgets with whatever clients they're working on? You know, I mean, we obviously work
Budgets
mostly in
are
rock and roll,
flat.
and you know,
Every project I've worked on, the budgets have been half of what they were because of the COVID spending.
right. And do you think that's going to continue? Do you think when you start
As
opening
long
up
as they
in
have to keep doing-
June and July, it's still going to be that way?
As long as they still have to do all the payments on COVID stuff, yeah.
Correct.
I think it's going to be a slow rollout. I mean, I just took a COVID compliance officer class and I got 100% on it. So if anyone needs a COVID compliance officer, call me.
Yeah, I've got like 8 certifications because I had nothing better to do this summer.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. It's
Yeah,
interesting.
I'm-
Nobody's knowing quite what the budgets are going to be.
Yeah, well, I'm working on this thing right now, and we've put together 2 totally different budgets: the if there's COVID, the if there's not COVID. And we were originally looking at doing the what if there's half COVID, and we're allowed to do 3-foot spacing on everybody. And we just we drew the line. Originally, we were like, we're just going to follow the if there's COVID budget. And then today we did a flip flop, and we were like, okay, we're going to put that on hold, and we're going to just continue ahead as if the normal situation where we need like half the amount of area. And, you know, we will probably have a compliance officer and whatnot, but we wouldn't, you know, because even in September, we would probably have a compliance officer, even if everyone's vaccinated, and we're requiring all attendees to have, well, right now we're debating whether to have all attendees display vaccination or test results and all that's all this.
I really think we should just assume we're doing COVID until September, October next year at the earliest.
Right. And this event is September, October, which is why we did the switch.
I'm just curious who's gonna not. I mean, since everyone is saying, all the scientists are saying that, you know, the it's good. I mean, does everyone on this group, are they willing to get a vaccine shot?
Yes.
Yeah.
From 3 out of the 4 companies, I'm willing.
Yeah.
I've already gotten one. 2.
Yeah, but you got sick, McMean.
I got sick with something else, not COVID.
Are you good?
Well, the COVID testing isn't
I
very
tested
accurate.
15.
And, you know, once you get COVID, they still aren't determining, but it could be anywhere between 18 months to 10 to 20 years that you have the, you know, the immunity to it. So, you know, for all these vaccines, a lot of people may not need vaccines, you know, and they may have, they're just not able to determine yet. But if you follow a path of a virus like this, they come back, but they're much less, they're not as nasty as this.
Yeah.
So
I
they
mean, I
may
think,
mutate, but they're going to mutate to something a lot less, like a similar flu.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, McMean, but isn't the mRNA, the Moderna and the Pfizer, isn't it an mRNA that basically creates the proteins that refuse to allow the COVID virus to hook
Okay.
on your cells?
Whoa, horsey. Whoa, horsey. Okay. They write an RNA, a messenger RNA that has some of the virus in it that tells your body to produce a spike protein. So that messenger RNA goes in your cells and tells your cells to produce a spike protein. And then once it starts producing and sees all these spike proteins around, it starts making a antibody that attaches to spike proteins. That's how it works.
Just the one that you did, or a couple of the others as well?
That's Moderna and Pfizer.
That's both Moderna and Pfizer.
And which one did you have?
Pfizer.
And did you feel sick afterwards?
I'm in the Pfizer study. I did not feel sick afterwards. Of course, 90% of the people who get it do not feel sick afterwards. They're saying 10 to 15% may feel sick afterwards.
And they confirmed that you didn't get the placebo?
I have no idea. They won't tell you until after the study.
Okay,
But
so it's
if
not
you-
done yet.
And did you get 2 shots?
Yep, I got 2 shots. I've had blood work done. And then when I got sick last week, I had to do a test for them as well. And I have to do another office visit.
So when are they going to tell you if you got it or not?
As soon as I'm eligible to get the shot. So technically I'm considered a high risk group. So I will be in one of the first groups. And then as soon as that happens, my study will switch over to a non-placebo participant, but I'll still be in the study for 2 years.
Will you ever know if you got the placebo or not in this part of the study?
Yes, as soon as my group can get it, I'll be told what I got.
Cool.
We're on the edge of our seat waiting. I'm sure you are too.
We are.
Well, if I didn't get it, I'm just going to get it. So that's the
Yeah.
plan. It's just, is
Yeah,
to
they
then
had-
get it.
I think they announced today that New York is only getting in the first tranche 107 or 140,000
Yeah,
doses.
170,000.
170.
And that's really for frontline healthcare workers.
But it doesn't even cut because it's supposed to be frontline and nursing home.
And nursing home, yeah.
The problem is the nursing home is like 80,000 for inhabitants, and then the people working there is something like 120. So right there, it wouldn't even, like, we don't have enough.
Well, realize too, that's just the first dose of the Pfizer that are going to come in. That doesn't include another 200,000 from Moderna, probably in the same time period. Remember, this vaccine's much easier to make than other vaccines, so the production's going to ramp out very quickly. And
Moderna said they made it in 2 days. They're like, we came up with this vaccine in 2 days.
well, yeah, they didn't come up with the system in 2 days. They came up with this particular thing. Messenger RNA vaccines have been around for 5 to 10 years, and the FDA has never approved them before, rarely approves them for testing because of the fear that they had all these, anything to do with DNA is like sacrosanct in the medical field. They don't want to mess with it.
Now, they require 2 doses, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Some of them.
The number of doses that are available, it's half that number of people.
Right.
No, but what they said was the 170,000, that's a full 2 doses. So they already have been told that in New York, they're going to get 170,000, and then 21 days later, they're going to get another 170,000.
But if they start titering everybody who's had it, again, they need to figure out if you've had it, do you really need the vaccine? That's what, they haven't been able to determine how long you're safe, if you've already had COVID, and 18 million people have had COVID. And even if you look at it, when they say that maybe 3 or 4 people, or not 3 or 4 people, but 3%, or I don't remember what the amount was, that got it again, you don't know whether the first time they had actually had COVID or if the testing was accurate or correct. So, or if only, X amount of people out of everybody, only can be protected for, for 3 months or whatever. It might not mean that everybody else isn't protected for 10 years. So, because this is not like a regular flu, from what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, because you seem to know the most, this isn't like the normal flu vaccines that we get every year. It's a different type of, vaccine. So.
It's the same type of vaccine. Again, it's giving you a piece of the virus and getting your body to produce antibodies to that piece of the virus. Now, the biggest question is there are so many influenza strains that they can't give you every single one every year. So they take the 4 most virulent and they give you those, right? So that's what you get in a flu vaccine. You're getting 4 vaccines in one vaccine, or 5 vaccines in one vaccine. And that's what you get in the flu vaccine. This is 100% targeted to this strain. So the strain there's only like 2 strains out there right now, and they're both still affected and, are still protected in the same way by your body. So, but it will probably be a yearly vaccine that everybody has to get until they're defeated, and maybe every 6 months. But again, it's a real simple process. It's just activating your body. And they're also saying that maybe, every 6 months you'll get what we call a booster shot. So you'll get that second shot every 6 months.
Worth it.
Yeah, I mean, beyond worth it. I mean, especially with, how effective they've shown these vaccines to be.
And also the type of work we do. We're around a lot of different people all the time.
Yeah.
In different cities and different countries.
Yeah.
Maybe someday different planets. Never know.
All right. Whichever one of you is the first to do a show on a different planet, moon counts. I'm buying you something very expensive, whatever it is.
Well, I'm hoping to live for a long time. So I'm hoping I'm going to see some kind of strange thing on another planet somewhere.
Yeah.
If Elon Musk has his way, we will all be on Mars watching shit.
And we'll be
If he hires one of us.
That's my planet, Mars.
Nice.
Mine too.
Well, Marcia, Mars, get it?
Yeah.
I get it.
All right, I'll see you guys. I got to go back down to the
Let's turn
studio.
on a light.
I'll see you.
Chris.
Aloha, Chris.
Later, Chris.
Bye, Chris.
Bye, Mark. Even though you haven't really talked to us.
We didn't hear from you, but
we can see you though.
Phone. He was on his phone the whole time.
I was on my phone or too busy trying to work out how to change my name. I won't tell you. Right there. I'm not going to revisit that.
I can hear him.
Be well, everybody. See you
Take it
soon.
easy, Mark. Have a
Hey,
good
brother.
one. Stay well.
See you, Mark.
You know what I'm super amped about? There's not a lot of people in here, and I don't have to do much. In charge.
So do you like this being Mr. Host in charge there?
No, I hate it.
We talk about politics now?
Yeah.
There's still a fine imposed, I believe.
And it's being recorded, so Marcel will know.
So I can't say that the Republican Party is really disgusting or anything like that.
You can say it, but he might send you an invoice at the end of the night.
You're allowed to write whatever you want.
Where does the money go to?
I don't think we figured that out yet.
Is he like making donations to the Republican Party if I say something mean about them?
That's not a charity.
Yeah, I vote for the Ghost Light
Tell
Time.
them that.
I think it buys T-shirts from Matt.
Actually, I think we don't have charities in New York anymore.
What was that?
I thought the deal was that if you get fined, you get to pick the charity of your choice.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
I don't know. I haven't gotten fined yet. I've been very cautious. So we have to ask
Eric.
Eric.
He's run up the biggest bill.
I think we have to ask Eric. He would know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where is Herrick? We miss him today.
He's got to take extra work to be able to pay off his bill.
He's probably
Anastasia's taking a washing too.
I got something to show you here.
Mhm.
I have something to show you there.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
What
that-
show and tell today, Bob?
Oh, okay. You said
No.
no show and tell? You called it
No, I
out?
said what?
What is it?
Oh, okay. This is a DC voltmeter back in the wars of AC versus DC.
Cool.
No
That,
kidding.
that is for the positive, and these are at 100, and this is 1/10 the power. That is a DC voltmeter pocket watch.
Where do you find these things?
Oh, I've got quite the collection. The guys who signed off. In fact, here's the case for it. Yeah,
Ah,
Amazing.
pretty classic.
Looks
So
great.
cool.
The guys who didn't stick around didn't get a chance to see that.
is that the robot from? Is that the robot dog from Doctor Who?
No, hold on. Hopefully, I don't lose you. There you are. You're back. I had to disconnect something in order that you can see this. That, my friends, is a Wimshurst. Now, Wimshurst is an amazing device. You can see the crank, right?
Yeah.
Now, it turns one shield of circular piece of glass. But if you look really carefully, you can see in the side the leather belt, right? 1-to-1.
Mhm.
Look at the one in back. It's crossed. What does that mean? That means that 2 cylindrical rounds of glass go in opposite directions. And so then what does this thing do?
Strokes.
If you put silver oxide stripes on a disc and have it ridden with copper brushes, as you crank this, you'll create spark. And it goes back to 2 lead acid batteries, comes to the top. This is early 1800s. This is electricity.
Cool.
Hmm.
That's like pyro right there.
Are you working on a turn of the
This is where it all
century?
starts.
Are you working on a turn of the century industrial museum there, Bob?
Oh, I already have one.
Yeah, no kidding.
Kind of like better than just in your den. But I mean, seriously, that's very cool.
Yeah, that's
Now,
the
how do you get
oldest
any work done?
generator I've ever seen.
On us.
How do you get any work done with all this stuff on your desk?
Guys, for you, I pulled it out of the cabinets in my office.
Oh,
So
That
this,
looks like a wheel from a player piano.
it's close. I have one of those too, but this is a music box, and this
What?
is the first idea of music on a platen. And with the holidays coming, can you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, Thanksgiving's over. We'll allow it. Otherwise, it'd be a fine.
Yeah, I understand.
Does it have like those little metal spokes that are being kind of clicked as this thing rotates around?
Hang on. You remove the wand, you bend the record to get it out.
oh,
And with that,
That's
And-
great.
bending the record. Oh,
that is the box, which is a polyphon.
Yeah, that was what I was
Yeah.
talking about. The little spokes that kind of clickety clickety. That's great.
That's how it's played.
Later, Patrick. Later, Aaron.
Later,
So-
guys.
Anyways, that's what I got today.
That's
Very cool.
great.
That's very cool.
I think every day we should have, we
to
should
the
have
8
a
or
Bob
10 of you
show
that
and
are
tell
there.
item.
The 8 or 10 of you there got to see it.
I feel like it's Bill Nye Science Guy with Bob. Really cool shit I have.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway, well,
You got any Kliegels? Who's got some Kliegels around?
I roof tested all the ones at BU.
Nice.
You remember that, Diana, right?
Oh yeah.
We threw them
Do you
off.
still
The,
have these?
we
So many
did.
things went off that roof.
So many things went off that roof.
Actually, I almost went off that roof. Somebody tried to convince me to do something their way by holding me off of the fire escape. I believe it was all in good fun. I can't remember who it was.
Not safe.
All fun until you're dead. Then the party's over.
Yeah.
Then
We
you're just
don't know.
there.
It could be just beginning.
I miss the Huntington. I'm curious what it's like.
Yeah, no, that was a very lucky. So I don't know if any of you guys know, but we happen to have a partnership with a spectacular space back when Matt and I were in school. A real respected, but also spectacularly constructed theater. It had everything in great proportion. You know, the perfect fly rail, the perfect trap system, the perfect size and shape house.
It was probably a Broadway.
Where was this?
It was bigger. It's bigger. It's bigger than Broadway.
The Huntington Theater Company.
Yeah.
Huntington Theater Company. So in Boston, Boston University had us. They've now got their own facility, which is nowhere near as cool because I think that not only did they want to own their own, they wanted to have control because they didn't want to share the space with an existing arts company. But they also, I think, had some political disconnects after our time. So I really don't know what they were about with that theater company. And so we had a really nice shop, a really nice light lab, really spectacular inventory.
I mean, it was all old. Let's not make it super nice, but
classic old, not like shitty old.
And we were working with professionals in a theater.
Yeah, so
we got to work alongside people like Don Holder and Ken Billington, who we would have guest lighting designers come in. And
yep. Yeah, we had Jennifer Tipton there. That's where I met Frances Aronson. I first worked for her. And what was really nice about all this is that we could get overhire work. So as poor students, we could take shift on the pro shows and meet people who really were doing what we aspired to do and get money doing it. It was spectacular.
I mean, it would be like $12 an hour. Like
it was spectacular at the time.
We would be free.
I mean, relatively, it was a good rate back then.
Yeah.
You know, for Boston,
we'd be the free. We wouldn't have to pay professional electricians to come in because we'd just be the BU lighting. As a lighting designer,
ARP was paying professional electricians less money to come in at that time. So
crazy.
Yeah.
I have a friend that used to work for me, and he became a theater teacher. That was actually his main background. And I joked with him and imagine the final exam as they try to walk into the theater, and you go, no, the truck is right there.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
I remember we did, what was that show that they built a swimming pool in the
I was thinking of that one too. It was something about New York City, and the kids were swimming in the East River. So obviously it took place like in the 20s, 30s.
Dead End. Jim Noon designed the set for it.
So they took our orchestra pit, they outfitted it with I-beams and a freak ton of welding, and they put a pool in the pit.
And it broke.
It did, and they had to fix it.
And it flooded the trap room and the electric shop.
Oops.
But
good times.
It was heated because of equity actors, and it was definitely when we were finishing up a semester. So we definitely, when we spent the night working on our projects, definitely went swimming in the orchestra pit.
Oh, good times.
Oh, I miss the good old days of college.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go, guys. Thanks so much. Aloha.
Good to see you. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, might as well.
Aloha.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
Aloha, Bob.
Stay
Bye-bye.
safe.
6.
Yeah, it's 6. I gotta cook dinner.
Well, there's my bell to turn my oven on. So
There you
Good
go.
to see you all.
I just cooked dinner. There you go. Pizza.
Have a good week.
Later, everybody.
David, we'll see you soon, guys.
later, guys. Are we ending happy hour? Then I will say have a good week, everybody. See you next.
See you next time.
Easy.
Woo-hoo.